Welcome to Real Judaism with Rabbi Ari Klapper. Unfiltered wisdom for Jewish life.
Okay, Bez Hashem, we're holding here, still in Hagdama, and we were talking about what do people do with their lives? People who want to be, use their humanity, which means using their minds, their seichel. So they want to spend their days using their minds for intellectual pursuits. So it makes sense that a person who's more intellectual wants a more intellectual pursuit. And it also makes sense that certain people have more of a chush, they have more of a feeling, an inner feeling for a certain category of chacham. So we were saying some people go into engineering, some people go into sciences, and some people go into Torah. And even within Torah, there are different categories. Mehem b'pilpuli halachos, mehem midrashim, mehem piskei dinim. Some people become poiskim, some people become magidi shurim, some people become a magid, some people become a mashpia, dayanim, right? Rabbonim. People go into different aspects of the Torah. Mehem b'pilpuli halachos, ach ma'atim yamin hazeh asher yikbu iyun v'limud al inyanei shleimus avodah. But the minimum, it's only a small amount of people that actually take the time to learn about what does it mean to have shleimus, have completion in your avodas Hashem. Ala ava, ala yira, ala dveikus, val kol shar chelkei chasidus. How do I attain love of Hashem, fear of Hashem, dveikus, clinging to Hashem, and other areas of Chasidus. Chasidus is a reference to a higher level of Avodah Hashem. Well, later on in the Sefer, Ramchal says in Beferish that there are two levels of Avodah Hashem. There's something called a tzaddik and there's something called a chosid. A tzaddik is somebody who keeps halacha. He keeps halacha. I do everything la halacha. Whatever the halacha says, that's what I do. That's a tzaddik. A chosid is somebody who goes lifnim mishur sadin. Somebody who goes beyond and does more than the halacha tells him to do. He goes even further. And he maybe holds a certain chumras, or he does extra it's not necessarily a chiyuv on him. That's a chosid. So that's what it means. Delkei chasidus. The ideas, the components of the idea of chasidus. It's not because these ideas, love of Hashem, fear of Hashem, which are outright mitzvahs in the Torah. There is a chiyuv d'oraisa for a person to love Hashem, like we say every day, twice a day, 3 times a day, say Kriya Shema Lamita. A person has a chiyuv to love Hashem. And like the pasuk says in Parshas Ekev, that what does Hashem want from you? Only to fear Hashem. He actually is going to bring that pasuk up in the Hagdama here, later on. Those things are absolute chiyuvs on a person. So it's not that they're not ikar. Ki im tishalahem, if you would ask anybody, any person who's involved in any way in Torah and mitzvahs, you would ask them, is loving Hashem, is fearing Hashem important? Kol echad yomer shezeh ikar gadol. Of course it's important. It's the most important thing. Shelo yidme chacham sheyeh chacham be'emes shelo yidbaru et lo kol hadavar me'eleh. Person cannot be considered to be a chacham. A person can't be wise unless he knows these topics as well. He needs to know love and fear of Hashem as well. Why don't people work on it? Why don't people? This is again before the Mussar movement, before it became a big thing amongst the leaders of Klal Yisrael to push learning of Mussar. Ramchal lived before that. When the leaders of the Mussar movement started this movement, they were pushing the Sefer of the Ramchal to learn Mesilat Yesharim. Nowadays, Baruch Hashem, it's become more accepted to learn Sifrei Mussar. But even so, in many, many yeshivas, many places, unfortunately, the Mussar seder is not as well as attended as other sedarim, and it's sad that that's what the case is. So the idea over here that the Mesilat Yesharim is bringing is still very much applicable to our door. That a person needs to spend time to learn these things. And people make an excuse and they say, of course, it's so important. Everybody knows. That's exactly why I don't have to do it. Because it's so pashut. I need to learn things I don't know. I don't need to learn things I do know. So who ends up coming to Mussar Seder to learn Mussar? The people who have a hard time learning Gemara. The people who have a hard time learning Be'iyun. And the truth of the matter is, it's true. I remember when I was a bacher and I didn't know how to learn Gemara, but at least I could learn Mussar. I could do that. I didn't know how to learn Gemara. It was hard. It was hard to read. Breaking your teeth to learn how to read Gemara was not simple, was not easy. But you open a Mussar Sefer, it got the Nikudot in there, in English translation, it was much easier to do. So unfortunately, that's what happens. The people who are very talented don't spend their time on it, and the people who aren't as talented do. Those people, those are the people you're going to see involved with Iyun, with Mussar. So what's going to end up coming out, and he says that in his generation, that's what it was. Again, maybe it's not so much in our generation as much because of the Mussar movement. But in that generation, the minhag was, if you saw somebody learning Mussar, it must be he's not so smart. Right? That's what it became. And that's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate. I think nowadays it's not like that 100%. It's not like that. But unfortunately, there is a little bit left of that. People don't have that same chush, that same desire to learn Mussar. And that's why he's here pushing us. He's saying, no, this is for everybody. This is for every single Jew. And the truth of the matter is, you see the Gedolei Yisrael, they do spend time doing this. They do. Oh, what? They shouldn't be learning Iyun all day? The biggest Yirei Shamayim are the Gedolei Ador, the ones who are famous for their Chidushi Torah, Rab Chaim, the Briskerov, the Chazon Ish, the greats of the previous generations and today's generation are all spending time working on their Avodah Hashem, constantly using the Sefer Mussar. Yes. Huh? Right. The Maisa, these nikudas are held of by the Gedolim, and it's time that we should hold of them too. Person should have a Mussar Seder every single day. Pick the Sefer that speaks to you and have a Mussar Seder day. It shouldn't be this way. It shouldn't be the way that nobody shows up to Mussar Seder. It's a terrible thing. As Hashem, we can be mechazik in this, and we can grow and hopefully influence others as well. Okay, shkoach.
Thank you for joining Real Judaism, where we explore Torah's wisdom for real life. Created by J Foundations and produced by Eli Podcast Productions. Find more episodes at realjudaism.org and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.